Thanksgiving at my grandma's house was always the same, except for one rule: never sit in the old wooden chair at the end of a table. She said it was reserved, but for who, she never said. This year, the house felt different. Cold. Quiet. Even the turkey tasted strange. Grandma kept glancing at that chair like she was waiting for someone. The seat was always pulled out, like someone invisible had already arrived. Halfway through dinner, Lucy dropped her fork and crawled under the table, then froze. She whispered, "Mom, there's someone sitting there." I looked. The chair was empty. Grandma snapped, "Don't look at it. Keep eating." But I swear I saw the chair move. Just a tiny inch, but it scraped loud enough for everyone to stop breathing. Grandma's hands started shaking. "It's his turn," she whispered. "Who?" The lights flickered, and every photo on the wall flipped upside down at once. The chair pulled itself closer to me. Grandma leaned in and said, "He comes back every Thanksgiving to choose the next one." My chest tightened. "The next what?" "The next seat," she said, pointing at me, right as icy fingers gripped my ankle under the table. The lights went out. I screamed. And when they flicked back on, the chair was full, and I was gone. Everyone said I disappeared that night, but I didn't. I woke up still sitting at the Thanksgiving table, except the room was wrong. The wallpaper was peeling. The windows were boarded, and everyone at the table was frozen like statues. Grandma sat across from me, perfectly still, head tilted, eyes open but glassy. I whispered her name. Nothing. That's when I noticed the thing sitting next to me in my chair, the one that dragged me here. It looked like a person, except its face was blurred like smeared paint. It spoke without moving its mouth. "You took a seat at the table. Now you must earn your place." Then the plates started shaking. Each person around the table slowly turned their head toward me, cracking sounds with every movement. In front of each frozen family member was a name carved into the table, except mine. My name was carved into the chair. The blurred-faced thing said, "Only one can return to the living world. Choose who takes your place." I looked around the table, grandma, cousins, people I hadn't seen in years, all waiting. But when I looked closer, they weren't my family. They were previous choices, Thanksgiving victims from decades before. I whispered, "I'm not choosing." The creature leaned in so close I could feel its cold breath. "You already did," it said. And in the dark window's reflection, I saw the truth. I was now the blurred-faced thing in the chair. I didn't understand it at first. Why did I look like that thing? Why was my face blurred, my voice echoing like it came from inside the walls? I tried to speak, but my words sounded twisted like they were being dragged across the floor. The frozen people at the table all slowly turned their heads toward me, waiting. The creature, the old version of me, stood behind the chair. "You've taken my place," it said. "Now you must finish what I started." The room shifted. The walls pulsed like they were breathing. Images flickered in front of me, old Thanksgivings, each ending the same way. Someone vanished, someone replaced, someone left behind to choose the next soul. Then I heard footsteps, light, human, real. The door opened. My family stepped in. They didn't see the rotting room or the trapped souls. They saw Grandma's normal dining room. They were sitting down, laughing, getting comfortable. I screamed, "Don't sit," but my voice didn't reach them. It only echoed inside this cursed place. I watched hopelessly as Lucy reached for the old wooden chair. My chair. Her tiny hand touched the back of it, and I felt a sharp pull in my chest, like a hook sinking into me. The thing behind me whispered, "You can escape if you give up your seat," and for a moment, I actually considered it. Lucy's fingers curled around the wooden chair, and the hook in my chest yanked harder. I felt myself being pulled toward her like she was taking my place without even knowing it. I tried to step away, but the blurred shadow I'd become was chained to the chair. The old creature, my previous self, leaned in and hissed, "Only one can sit. If she does, you're free." The other trapped souls around the table lifted their heads, eager, hungry. I looked at Luci, her little smile, her messy hair. She had no idea she was seconds away from being swallowed into this nightmare. My blurred form flickered, my voice cracked. "Luci, don't..." But in the real world, it came out as nothing, just cold air. I thought maybe if I took the chair fully, if I accepted it, she'd be spared. So I grabbed the armrest, forced myself into the seat, and whispered, "I won't give her up. Take me." The room shook. The souls hissed and screamed. The old creature shrank back like it was burning. The walls began to split open, light pouring in. I felt myself ripping apart like the curse was trying to decide whether to keep me or free us both. For a second, I felt sunlight on my skin. I thought I beat it. Then the light snapped shut. Everything went black. And the last thing I heard was the creature whispering, "Heroism isn't allowed at this table." When everything went black, I thought I was gone for good. But then I heard a sound, a soft tapping, like tiny fingers knocking on a door. I opened my eyes and found myself standing in a hallway made of shadows. No doors, no windows, just darkness that bent and moved like it was alive. Then a small voice echoed behind me, "Mom?" I spun around. It was Luci, but not the real her, more like her reflection. She flickered in and out like she was caught between two worlds. Her eyes were wide. "I followed you," she said. "I didn't want you to be alone." Before I could reach for her, the hallway shook. A long, sharp crack split through the darkness. The creature crawled through, its face now completely smooth, empty. It whispered, "She wasn't supposed to see this place. But since she has, one of you must stay." I grabbed Luci's hand, ready to sacrifice myself again. But she looked up at me with a strange calmness and said, "Mom, I think I know the way out." She lifted her other hand, and in her palm was something glowing, a tiny piece of the wooden chair, but burning like a coal. The creature recoiled, hissing. Luci squeezed the ember until it sparked and split into bright cracks of light. The hallway began to crumble. The creature screamed, and Luci whispered, "Run, Mom." But when I turned, she wasn't beside me anymore. The hallway of shadows shook around me as I searched for Luci. Her voice echoed everywhere at once, calm, steady, like she wasn't afraid at all. "Mom, this way." I followed the faint ember light she left behind, glowing like crumbs on the floor. Every time I stepped on one, the shadows pulled back like they feared it, like something else followed. The creature's breath crawled along my neck. Suddenly, the darkness split open, revealing a massive room filled with broken chairs, hundreds of them, each one carved with a name, and each one glowing faintly like dying stars. This was where every taken soul ended up. In the center was Luci, standing calmly with the ember in her hand, glowing brighter now, almost white hot. She said, "Mom, it's not a curse, it's a trade. Someone has to hold the seat." Her eyes shimmered, but the ember lets you rewrite the rule. Before I could ask what she meant, the creature burst through the darkness. Its face stretched open like a hole in reality. It lunged toward Luci, but she held up the ember and the entire room shook. The rows of cursed chairs began to crumble. Luci looked at me and whispered, "You just have to pick the right name." Suddenly the floor split beneath us, all the glowing chair names rising into the air like burning leaves. And mine was glowing the brightest. Names floated around us like burning snowflakes. Some old, some new, some carved so deep they looked alive. But mine was still the brightest, pulsing like a heartbeat. The creature circled me, its voice echoing from every chair. You took the seat. You accepted the burden. Now choose who holds it next. Luci grabbed my hand, small but steady. I whispered, I won't trade my life for someone else's. The creature leaned in. Then your child will take it. Luci squeezed my hand harder, lifting the ember. No, she said, we're not choosing someone else. We're choosing no one. She pressed the ember into my glowing churning. Light exploded through the room, so bright the shadows screamed and recoiled. The chairs burst into dust one by one, their curses crumbling as the names vanished. The creature shrieked, its form breaking apart like cracked glass. You can't end the cycle. A seat must be filled. Luci stepped forward and whispered, then sit yourself. The ember ripped the creature backward, dragging it into the collapsing throne of broken wood. The world snapped back into Grandma's dining room. Warm light, food on the table, my family chatting like nothing had happened. Only one thing was different. The old wooden chair was gone, just empty space where it used to be. Luci climbed into my lap and whispered, it can't take anyone if the chair doesn't exist. The curse ended with her.